Question 6. Dev invests £1,500 for 2 years. The compound interest rate is 1.6% per year. Before we go further with this question, we have to understand what compound interest is. Well, interest is an amount or a percentage added on to a value, and compound interest means that percentage changes every year. So while it will always be a 1.6% increase, it is not going to be the same amount year after year, because it'll be 1.6% of the new amount for every consecutive year. Question 6a asks us which calculation works out the total value after 2 years. To be able to find a percentage change, what we look at is say, well, because it's an interest, that would be 100% being our starting value, and we're going to add 1.6%. This gives us 101.6% as our total. 101.6 written as a decimal would be 1.016. You divide it by 100. And that gives us our multiplier to find the 1.6% interest. Now, of these two possible answers, what we're looking for is the one that says I'm going to do the £1,500. We're going to find that 1.6% interest by multiplying by 1.016, and then I'm going to do it again the following year. This is not the same as saying multiplied by 2. What we're doing is multiplying it by 1.016 again. The only way to represent that is using this fourth question here, which says squared, which means this number multiplied again. Question 6b. Emma invests £1,500 for 2 years. The interest rate is 1.8% for the first year, 1.3% for the second year. Whose investment is worth more after 2 years? You must show your working. If you made a mistake in the first section but you continue to use the answer that you've circled, you will still be able to pick up method marks here. What we need to do is use this first expression, this first question, to be able to work out how much money Dev made using that 1.6% per year interest rate. I just find it very useful to label what it is that I'm about to try and work out. It makes sure that the answers are labelled clearly and that anyone reading this will be able to see where we're coming from. So for Dev, we have 1,500 multiplied by 1.016 squared. For this, you're going to need a calculator. £1,500 multiplied by 1.016 squared equals 1,548.384, but to give it to 2 decimal places because it's money, 38. Now for Emma, she has 2 different interest rates. So it's not going to be compound because the interest rate changes each year, but it will be a calculation from her first year's value. I'll leave a little gap and see if we can work out what Emma will earn for her investment. For her first year, we would have 1,500 multiplied by 1.018. It's the same idea as with question A. Instead of 1.6, we have 1.8. Now that would give us after the first year, but for the second year, we're then going to multiply by the second year interest rate, which is 1.013. By using the 2 different multipliers, we'll be able to make the first adjustment for 1.8% and then a second adjustment for 1.3. Remember to clear your calculator and start with 1,500 multiplied by 1.016 1.18 multiplied by 1.013. Press equals, and we end up with the amount for Emma as 1,546.85. From this we can see that Dev would actually make more money, would have a more valuable investment. Just make sure that you actually do answer the question below. Here, because we can see Dev's made more money, the answer is Dev. All of the working out above shows how we've worked it out with our answer, which should be enough for 4 marks.